transitioning, I feel like I got more depressed because I didn't like surround myself with the community of God. I didn't surround myself with church. I barely wanted to go to church. When they would go to church, I'd be like, oh, like, let's stay home. Like, we don't have to go now. Like, our parents are forcing us to go. Like, why do we have to go?
I feel like I didn't know my purpose at all. And I think later that year is where I found my purpose. And that comes with going into the secret place, removing yourself from like all friends or situations and just connecting back to God, because God is the creator of all life. He has the book for your life, the manual. So why not go to him?
I feel like there's so many times where I pray for something and then the next day be the hardest day of my life.
Like, he said warfare.
You'll be like, didn't I just try? God brought me to college and I did the bad stuff, right? But I had to do it to learn. Or else I would have never learned. So I've learned, and then now I'm back in that college world, and now I'm finding a different path in that world. It's like he made you go through a trial tribulations, and he said, okay, come back, do it again. And this time, this is a newer college experience for me.
Welcome back to the Most Talked About Talk Show. That's been talked about talk show history. I might be somebody named David.
And I could be somebody named Gregorio.
What?
And today we're gonna introduce our special guest. We're gonna go ahead with.
I might be someone called Kelvin.
You might be what?
Michelle.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, today is gonna be a very special podcast today. Very special episode. I don't know why I said that. Very special episode. You know what I mean? Today is gonna be a little more. We're gonna be touching more on faith. It's gonna be more of a faith-based episode, something that we've been wanting to do and also been hiding from for a long time. And yeah, I'm scared. We're all scared, but we gonna get into this. You know what I mean? So how y'all feeling today?
I'm feeling good. Feeling like Jesus is gonna move in this room and like touch who he needs to touch. Yeah. And like I feel like it's important to talk about faith. I feel like not many people do it, so I'm ready.
How's that?
Same.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to see where it goes.
Yeah, most definitely. How about you?
New experience. Yeah. So every new experience I have, I kind of just let the moment take its place. I don't know.
All right.
I kind of vibe with it.
Just to be like clear, we're all Christians.
Yeah.
We're all Christians. We believe in God, not the universe. Not to not I'm not even gonna say that. Not the universe, but what are some struggles that you guys feel like you guys been through personally with your faith?
For me, it's like staying faithful to God, like through like your turmoils and like your hard times. I feel like a lot of people, especially me, like when I go through hard times, it's like I run away from God instead of running to God. And like sin in general, like cussing, lusting, all of that. Like I feel like as a Christian, you get it the hardest because that's when the devil's like, ooh, like he don't want you to get closer to God, so he'll like attack you with all the different things. Yeah. So for me, it's like that in a whole. But yeah.
For me, it's like letting go. He calls us to let go of the past and like leave everything at the cross. So just like going back to old habits, like saying like being more faithful to God, Christ, and just walking with him. But going back to old habits is like one of the biggest struggles.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like especially after I moved out, I felt like I've been moving farther and farther away from Christ. And like I feel like it's just like going through the struggles of like trying to be an adult, trying to be your own person, trying to be your own man, and just trying to navigate through it all. But like you get lost in the sauce for real. Struggling, my bad, like just like kind of like going off path and like letting your worries, like especially being financial, because I'm not a college student anymore, so like it's like that's kind of even worse.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, you ain't told me that.
Oh,
Now he's an actor.
I know. Yeah.
I'm a college dropout.
Yeah.
I know you act.
I know. I look, forgot you went to college because I've only known David to be an actor.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought you.
Wait,
went
where
to
did you
school
go?
for acting.
Oh, so I went to Hillsborough Community College in Tampa. So
What were you
ACC.
studying?
I would say film, but like the whole thing was like motion media and pictures and broadcasting, so it wasn't really, you know what I mean? But the thing is, I was like, I'll tell y'all a little bit about it. So like, you know, like I didn't survive a full year, and like after my first, like, it's just a whole bunch of prerequisites, and it's like I know what I came here to do. I was gonna come here to be an actor. I might have, you know, and like I guess get like a degree, like AA or something like that, right? But like everything started like just to come to me, and like low key conversations with my roommates, and started to like help me just realize like, bro, if this is like, you know what you're doing, and you know that this is wasting your time, why are you still doing it? You know, like it was one of the hardest conversations I ever had with my roommates. Like my roommates are like blunt, and they'll tell me how it is. Sometimes it'll hurt, but it's like you gotta know, you know. And I respect them for that, because I feel like not a regular person would tell me that. They're really just telling me, why are you not out there doing it? Like you're out here wasting your time. Like I get it, you get a check from FAFSA, but
It be hitting though.
Yeah, it hit for sure. Like you get a couple thousand, but like at what cost? And I started thinking about it. I was like, bro, I really started thinking about it. Like, the only thing that really helped me was public speaking, because you know, as an actor. But like, I was doing English, math. They were teaching me 7th grade math. Like, that's really what. And like before, like I maybe not be as good as now, but when I was active in school, I consider myself being really good at math. You know what I mean? And like when I was in that class, it was like, and like hearing other people ask questions, like
how you not know what 7 is?
Yes, bro. Like it's like, can we be honest with ourselves? Can we be like, can we use our brain? Anyways, like it's like y'all using 3%. All right, but after that, like, and I started realizing then, like even like the film classes I was taking wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? Like they weren't even substance. They're no substance. They weren't even teaching. They weren't like, okay, like I have a film background, so I do know some things. So I'm not saying that like, oh, it's like they did teach me a lot of things I already knew, but it's like
it was bare bone. Yeah,
bro. And it was like, it just wasn't benefiting me. And at the moment, like before I was a filmmaker, we'll talk about that a little later. Before I was like making films, I was purely an actor. So I just thought about it. I'm only gonna do things that benefit me now, and this is not benefiting me. So so that's what made me stop doing school, which also kind of goes in my journey, like in struggles like a bit too, because like it's like it's like like out of all my friends, I'm the only one not in school no more. Like
you felt like an outcast.
I felt like an outcast, yeah, for sure. Like especially at the time before you were there. Now we're both college dropouts, but he's doing school online.
Yeah, it's like a program. It's not really school. It's not college.
Is it like
still though?
School?
Yeah,
it's
a form of school.
So I'm by myself. I'm still by myself
Yeah.
again. It's okay. But no, I do acting classes, and I count it as school, but not as like college and all like that. But after that, like I feel like I definitely felt a type of way, because all my friends are in school, and it's like FOMO. I realized this like 2 days ago when I was talking to my girlfriend, like FOMO, because like everybody, like I wanted the college experience, you know, like I didn't really realize it, but like my dream school was USF. That's one of the reasons why I moved to Tampa. I just never verbally said it, but like I just want, if I'm not gonna go to a university, I at least want to be around there. So and like the fact that everybody else is like in school, or like either at USF, HC, you're just in school in general, just, you know, all that, like it just made me like feel some type of way, I guess. But like after that, like just especially, I'm in my 3rd year outside of high school, so it's like I feel like it only gets, I don't really mean to say worse and worse, but it only gets harder. Like it doesn't get easier. Like you're growing up, so you're becoming more of an adult. I'm 20 now. When I get 21, it's gonna be even crazier. So it's like, it's just a lot, bro. So that's how my struggles are like.
Yeah. So speaking on like your struggles, because are you guys in school? I assume. USF or UCF?
Scholars, man.
I used to go to UCF, but
Wait, you don't go no more?
No.
Oh, did you go back to Valencia or something like that?
No.
What's that?
I went to South College, because like I feel like UCF was like, it wasn't giving anything.
Was it like a boring school, you say, or like was it like?
It was just too big. Like I feel like UCF is the biggest school. Like
it's too,
in
like,
Florida, it's big, and like I couldn't really learn like what I was supposed to be learning. So I was like, you know what, freak it. Like, what's the point? You can feel me?
Nah, okay, I feel so. Okay, so since y'all went to school, how can I word this question the best? So how has like your faith has changed over? Because I'd say this is the biggest like turning point in a lot of people's lives when they go from that high school to that college life, or you know, whether it's high school to the real world or high school to college. Everybody just has a person switch, like they just change it into a new person, and you know, and that's natural. but more also like especially for Christians, like how does your faith remain strong and still intact when you're like, okay, now I'm in college, I'm in a new setting, new stuff, and now there's parties, there's drugs, drinking, there's influences around me, like up and down. Like how has that changed? Like, did you feel like college has kind of tested your faith? Because it was easier, I feel like, for me personally in high school,
to like be in faith, like to stay.
To
faithful.
like to stay in faith. I mean, even high school was harder too, but I feel like college it's even harder because you're not. Nobody's keeping you grounded. Nobody's telling. Nobody's waking you up. Your mama's not gonna be like. Exactly. So it's like.
Me.
Good
when
question.
we first moved, it was a battle. Like, I went full like.
Whoa, this guy.
I went fully like off the rail, like drinking, smoking. I was just off the rail. I was like not connecting with God. And me growing up in the church, I always had a strong faith with him. So it was like a bunch of spiritual warfare and just like ignoring the signs, like, when something's not good for you, but like, it's that part of you, like the flesh talking, basically like, oh, what am I missing out on? But you're not missing out on anything. Like, you're just corrupting your soul. And that full year, I felt like I didn't know my purpose at all, and I think later that year, which we'll get into like later on, is where I found my purpose. And that comes with going into the secret place, like removing yourself from like all friends or situations and just connecting back to God, because God is the creator of all life. He has the book for your life, the manual. So why not go to him?
Exactly. And you want to know why? And I also like how you said that, because even when you are in college, that's not that's probably the majority of your influences around you, but that's not the only influence. And I could say that from personal experience. So David has brought me to this Bible study class where I met one person, led to meeting another person, and then now I know these people that graduated from USF, and some of them still go to USF, but they're very like Christian based. And for the first time, because I've been in college up in Ohio for 2 years, and I've been around like a lot of colleges down here. I didn't go to them, but I've been around a lot of colleges, and I've never seen that kind of environment. And it kind of feels like it doesn't even exist, because it's like the college scene is just so like it exists, but it's so like, you feel me? It's like a big bubble versus a little, like what I mean. So so just like finding that like kind of gave me hope, and that's also why I asked y'all that question, because I feel like God brought me to college, and I did the bad stuff, right? But I had to do it to learn. Or else I would have never learned. So I've learned, and then now I'm back in that college world, and now I'm finding a different path in that world. It's like he made you go through a trial tribulations, and he said, okay, come back. Do it again, and this time this is a newer college experience for me. This time in my home state of Florida, and then like things like that. That's fine. But that's why I just want to say I appreciate it. And then also,
so like for me, I feel like high school was like my peak of like sinning, I guess. I feel like for me, when I went to college, it was more so I could do it times 10. Like I didn't have to hide it. Like even on my YouTube, like I post stuff with me drinking in it, and we would get drunk, and me and my boyfriend, like we would do things, and like I feel like because I didn't have like somebody in my ear all the time, it was easier to just be like freak it. But like for college parties and stuff, that never interested me. Like I never like hung out with girls. Like growing up, I hung out with you, David, like, and y'all, like I always hung out with guys. So like being around transitioning, I feel like I got more depressed because I didn't like surround myself with the community of God. I didn't surround myself with church. I barely wanted to go to church. When they would go to church, I'd be like, oh, like let's stay home. Like we don't have to go now. Like our parents are forcing us to go. Like why do we have to go? And so like for me, it wasn't more like a struggle. It was just like a adaptation of like learning. Okay, because you're by yourself now, you have to keep yourself accountable.
That's true. That's harder. That's so harder. Like,
so hard.
Like, and I don't think people like talk about it enough of how hard it is to like be like what's the word like how to have self-discipline when nobody's watching, when you're alone in your room. Like, bro, it's
It's like the devil's pulling on your string, and then God's pulling on your string. Like, who are you gonna listen to?
It's literally, bro. Yo, that thing's real life.
Real.
Like, you know how you have the devil. That
he
thing's
be real loud.
real,
he
bro.
be real loud in my ear.
So like for me, I would definitely say like kind of like, so like in high school, like I didn't even go to parties in high school. I think I really went to like 1 to 2 with y'all and Jonathan, with Jonathan or whatever. But like I didn't go to parties. Like couldn't really be. I had to be home at like a certain time. So you feel me? Like
yo, that curfew was serious. I forget.
Like, I hung out with them in COVID. They used to hate me because they used to hate to see me coming.
You want to know the crazy thing? Because
like, y'all boys, I
would
home.
be the one driving, and I always like would take him home. Like his parents said, be home at 10. Like 12 is the earliest he's probably getting home.
That's
It would be like bad. He would get like mad at us because like.
But like like and it's
you
a
gotta
cycle.
take the freedom, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly like that year was so vital.
Freedom.
That year was so vital. I'm not gonna lie, cause like one, I still don't know how we did it. It was COVID. And we were just road running every day. Like I'm being so serious. Like
every day.
I popped like
this was when gas prices were good too. So $10 would take a nigga everywhere.
Like bro, dude, like we just say who got $5? Like, I do. All right, let's go. Like, but like especially around that time, it was just like, especially with that taking your freedom. Like that was, anyways. But that time was like I'm not even talking about that. Why am I talking about that time? My bad. Like, and it's just in high school. Around that time, I was like I guess you could say a shyer person, maybe publicly with my friends, maybe not, but like, I just wasn't out. Like I wasn't out there. So like college, like as I said, like in high school, I may have taken my freedom as in like grow my like hair out. I got a car, I got to go whatever I needed to go. But when it came to college, it was different because if I could be outside past 12 a.m. finally.
That's the Hennessy.
You know what I mean? So like it was just like at that time, and I didn't drink like that. Like I didn't drink. I never got drunk in high school before. So like I remember like my first time outside of high school, and I got drunk like probably like the first week. It was like, oh damn, you know, I didn't get stuck into it, but it was like, bro, like that's really started to make me realize what I guess I was missing at the time, and that was like kind of like special to me at the time. So that what kind of like made me want to do other things, you know, like party, drink, da. And then like I feel like that's also some things that kind of like, you know, strayed me away from God as well. But like as I said, like yeah, I may not be in college right now, but I'm still around you. I'm 3 minutes away from USF. I'm always like I'm getting invitations to parties and like I don't go to them. I don't really go as much now, obviously. I don't really go for real now, but like I'm still around that area, so like, I feel like it was still kind of hard. It was hard, can't lie. It was, especially having a lot of friends who kind of like to party in club. So it's like they invite you, and then like if you say no, like you just look a different type of way. Yeah, you know, like all my dogs, they know like who I am now. Like sometimes like I used to feel some type of way that they would feel some type of way, because like you don't want to like be perceived as lame or nothing. You know what I mean? But like I'm not about to change my answer just because y'all think that you know. So, but like especially that, like as I said, I'm in my 3rd year. Those first 2 years were definitely hard. I could definitely tell you that. I wasn't as consistent in the church. Like I would go to church obviously every Sunday, and when I was back in Naples, but now it's like if I didn't go to church on a Sunday, it felt regular. I was like, okay, like who's on my neck? You know, like it's not like my parents are gonna call me. They will sometimes, but it's not like they can do like anything about it. You know, so it's
you
like
can't whip me no more.
wait, so say this. So I've noticed how like we're all talking about all these bad experiences that we deem bad, you know, experience I guess that we needed to have. Like, do you ever think God wants you to experience these things? Like, He wants you to have to go through that?
I personally don't think that He wants you to. No, but I think that He knows that it's vital for you. Facts. I think He knows that it's important, because realistically, like, a lot of people don't need to go through certain things. Like, some people maybe go through this, but somebody else may not need to. But you know, like, I feel like He probably rather you go through this instead of later on questioning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah.
It's character development. I feel like it goes hand in hand with people like that lose a loved one or something like that. They're like, why do I have to go through this? It's not that God wants you to go through it, but because He gives free will to people. Like if your brother got shot or whatever it is, like it's that free will. It's like character development, and it's the story that you can finally use to somebody who is a sinner and who can possibly come to Christ through your story. Like you need to go through things to help other people get out of things. You feel me?
No, right. And so this kind of leads me to my next question, right? So you know like how people we all pray for stuff, right? God, I pray for patience. I pray for a pure heart. I pray for all these things. So I forgot where I heard this from. I don't know if it was church or a video, but I remember somebody talking about when you pray for these things, God puts you in these certain predicaments so you learn these things, right? If you pray for patience, God's gonna put you in a situation where you really gotta learn to be patient. You feel me? So that's going through something. I feel like so every time you gotta go through all these different things, and it's like, and some people like kind of forget what they ask for too, because it's like you really want these things, but you forget what it takes to have these things, because all these, you know, these prayers are answered, but they're not wishes. They're prayers. They're not like there's, oh God, I want this. It's just like that. It's not. So that's why like I was asking that. Like I just want to hear like your thoughts.
I also like that. I also like that you said that, because like I feel like there's so many times where I pray for something and then the next day be the hardest day of my life.
Like, he said warfare.
You'll be like, didn't I just try?
Dude, like for example, like I was like when he was talking about like when I brought you to the Bible study, that also did a lot for me as well. And like I'm like right now I'm in a season of change, and like, you know, it feels good when you're like the first time when you go back to God, you feels good. It's always gonna feel good. It's like you're on fire, your spirit's on fire, and the next day when everything's that's the trial. I don't know. I'm not saying the next day specifically, but like that next day, like I was going through so much, because like as I said, like I'm going through a season of change, so I'm thinking about what do I have to do to change, and everything started just like my head started spiraling. And it's like felt like everything in that day went wrong. Like, I don't like work later. Things that wouldn't bother me boosted it, bro. Yeah. If I didn't have an understanding manager that let me go home, like I would have gone. I probably would have exploded. Like, and I started to realize what's going on. And then I have a conversation with Lance the next day. He's behind the cameras, y'all. But I had a conversation with Lance, and like he kind of helped me. He kind of gave me clarity on what that was, and he was like, "You're supposed to feel like that." Like that was supposed to happen. And he was basically just letting me know that like when you realize you're just gonna get attacked harder. And it kind of went back to my testimony I expressed a while ago, like at a camp, that I said that the devil's not gonna attack you if there's nothing valuable in you. You know what I mean? And when you find that valuable, you're on display. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important to put on that body of armor, the armor of God. You know what I mean? I think that's Ephesians 6 or something like that, somewhere around there. But I really like that you said that. You're snappy with the questions.
So any thoughts here on that?
Yeah, for me, oh my gosh, it's patience for me. Like I have really bad patience, and like the thing is, like you have to be careful what you ask God for, because God is a God who answers. Like He will put you through the rugged fire to like mold you into who you need to be. And like for me, like I didn't really understand that at first, because I remember there's a song by Maverick City, and it's like something about fire, right?
Refiner.
Like Refiner. And I used to love that song. I used to sing it like it was nothing. And that's why you have to be careful what you're singing, because just like Christian music can do stuff to you, secular music can do the same thing. So if somebody's talking about guns and stuff like that, and you're talking about shooting up your best friend, and your best friend dies the next day, think about it. Anyways,
your mouth is powerful.
Your tongue is very powerful. And so like singing that song Refiner, like I remember it talks about like going through the fire, and I remember God putting me through the hardest freaking time. And I'm like, yo, big man, what's up? Like, what's going on? I thought we was like this. I thought we was cool. But now when I look at it now, I'm like, oh, thank you, God, for putting me through that. But it's like, once again, like be careful what you pray for. If you're not ready for the answer, just like, oh, is that man of mine's that's cheating on me 3 times a day, is that man for me? And you ask God to take him out of your life, and he goes, and you're like, nah, God, I was joking. Like, don't ask God for things you're not prepared to hear. You feel me like that?
And it kind of like that kind of like makes me think, because like you're like singing that song, and like a lot of people don't really realize that like the songs that you're worshiping too, you know, everybody as a Christian, everybody knows that worship is important. You go to church, you're singing all these words, but like as you're singing all these words, like you better mean that.
You gotta feel the words.
If you don't, when it comes around, what's gonna happen?
Come on,
Just declaring upon your life.
Right.
For me, especially when praying to God, patience and stuff, it just strikes hard. Like, especially living in Orlando, the traffic's horrendous. I'm just gonna say that. Like, the traffic.
Bro, I've been in Orlando one time in my car, bro. I already knew.
Because like we live in Tampa, and we know about traffic, you know, but the thing is, I feel like we got either used to, or just like it's just what it is.
Yeah, it is weird.
But when I go to Orlando,
I'm like, oh, sheesh, monsieur. It's like everybody got somewhere to go for it. I was like, yeah, we got business.
And it's not even just that. I'm not gonna lie, y'all may not agree, or maybe it's just my experience. Y'all lights are long as hell.
Yes.
No, I was going to Robin's
they
crib.
are. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, I was going to Robin's crib and I was at a light for 10 minutes. No joke.
Facts.
Actually, no
Facts.
joke. Actually, like
Facts.
I was there
I
for
believe
10
you.
minutes.
I believe
Like
you.
I didn't think that was.
I would have thought
real.
the light was broken.
Like,
Like,
is that-
I would have called the cops.
Is
Yo,
that
y'all,
legal? Yeah,
shit
can we
shit's
do
broken,
something?
dog.
Because I'm about to do this illegal U-turn, and y'all better not do
We've
pull
done
me
that.
over, all right?
Yeah.
We've done that.
Like, come on, y'all.
God forgive me though.
But I know what you mean about that. Keep going about the patience.
This patience and this action for him. When he calls you like your children, you know, because we're all children of God,
Right.
he's gonna answer quicker,
Right.
for sure. And you just gotta be prepared. You gotta like read your word, just think, and just like take it day by day. Like be still. He calls us to be still and not to be afraid. Those are the two main things he calls us to do throughout the Bible. So you gotta take it day by day.
Something that I will definitely say to that too is like something I always like learned, like that I always heard of, but I didn't really understand, was like, you know, pray like you're a child, like you're a kid.
Yeah.
I never understood that, but like I've started to understand the more I started to actually be intentional with my prayers. And that's the biggest thing about being intentional with your prayer when we're talking about like praying. Like you can pray for a lot of things, but if you're not intentional, it's gonna hit you like a truck. But besides that, I just feel like I just never understood what that meant until I started getting like deeper into my prayers. Like I was like, you be in prayer groups and you just hear like the leader, like the way that he would pray, like you'd always like, oh, I want to pray like that. I just don't know how to, because like it feels like they know all the right words. You know, they'll say all like the, and it's like when you do it, it's like when you try, it's like the words can't come up. Where it's like you're just like that's
just fumbling on your
I'm
words.
I'm just not like that, bro. I'm not that intelligent. But like I still when you started to realize that like God is your best friend.
Yeah.
Have a conversation with him. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like I catch myself just like driving, just talking to him, like he's like my real best friend. I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong, is when people like just look at him as like a just somebody like approachable,
Like a genie.
like a genie. Yeah, because I want to like genie is definitely the word. Like when people look at him like as a genie, it's hard because like you don't look at him as your friend. You don't look at him as like somebody you can just talk to, and I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong. So
yeah, I like that you said that, like talking about like being like a child. And I remember I was watching a sermon by like Philip Mitchell, and he's a pastor in Georgia, and like he was talking about like what God really means by, if you are not like a child, you'll never enter the kingdom of heaven. It's like us humans, we go into prayer acting like God's a genie. God, give me this. God, do this. God, I want this and this. And like when we don't get it, we're like, oh, God doesn't love me. But a child, he attaches to his mother. He wants to be next to his mother. He's happy all the time. He's never judging anybody. Well, some children are, not this generation of children. Back in the day, back in AD, you know what I'm talking about? But like, it's like you need to go to God like you're a child. You're not begging for stuff. You know what I mean? Like you're being intentional with your time. You like, it's like a mother-daughter relationship or a mother-father relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just love that you said that though.
that's fun. Yeah. Dating as a Christian, you know what I mean?
That's a good one.
So like, when you hear that topic, what do you guys like think of? Like, what comes to your mind?
First thing, people declaring like soul ties or like soul mates or the one. You know, God may save you someone, but it's not guaranteed. You know, if you find someone good, I think Paul says this in Romans. If you find someone good and they display the fruits of the Spirit, then let it be. You know.
When I think of dating and faith, I think of unequally yoked relationships. I think sex before marriage. I think, you know, just like being able to have a man of God or a woman of God and what that looks like. Proverbs 31. Like I think of all these like little things. But yeah, that's what I think about when I think about it. Yeah.
I think of putting God first, like putting Him first above, you know, everything else. Like I say this, like even like for me and my girlfriend, right? We have a thing where like, yes, we love each other, but we promise each other that we love God. First. It comes first. It's God first, and then it's her, and then for her it's God first, and then it's me. Right. And I think it's like once you have that structure in a relationship, then you could build your empire.
That's
with
what
that,
you're saying.
you know?
For me, I'll definitely say definitely equally, that's like unequally yoked relationships, and just trying to put like God at the center, just like how you say, like putting the God, like making sure like there's room for God. I feel like a lot of people don't really do that. Like they may understand it, but it's not easy to do. Like I would definitely say in my relationship, that's not the easiest thing to do, because like I feel like I definitely just feel like maybe like you having a problem with your spouse or your partner, like having problems or like arguments could definitely come in the way of thinking about putting God at first. You know, it like probably makes you pray about your partner like less, pray about your partner less, or think about your partner less, and all that. So that's kind of what I think of. I understand that you're in a relationship, so do you kind of want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I really love this topic. I feel like dating in faith is so important because, like, for me, Oak and I, we started dating at 17 years old. Like, we were really, really young. And during those times, we didn't really know God. Like, we knew God. Like, we all grew up in church, but, like, it was our parents' faith and not our faith. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was definitely, like, in the beginning of a relationship, like, we were, like, lovebirds. Like, oh, my God, I love my man. Like, my man.
My man.
But obviously, like, if you have a true relationship, for me, I think that the devil's gonna see that, and then he's gonna try and attack that because he knows what can come out of it. And so, like, Oka and I, we had like a really bad like time where we were like arguing all the time, and like we didn't know that we needed God. You know, we were trying to do things on our own understanding. And so, like, we like almost ended multiple times, but obviously, like, Oka, when he wants something, he stays with it. So it was very not easy for me to just back out of our relationship. But especially for me, like, growing up in a world of like independent women and you don't need a man, I felt like I let that like get into my head sometimes. And I'm like, oh, like, you saying I have to be in this relationship forever, like, and so like that kind of played a role as well. And so like in the beginning, Oka actually like got serious with God first. And I was like the unequally yoked person in the relationship. And I hate saying that because I was like, because it looks weird, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to do the Christian TikToks and stuff like that, but I was still unequally yoked. I didn't really care to go read my word. Whenever he said to pray, I was like, oh my God, this is such a work. Like, I feel like it was so much work to do it.
It was a task.
It was a task. It was like a check mark that I had to do, and I hated it. And like, but I'm so happy that I had him because he's an amazing man of God. But he like led me to Christ. And later on, you know, obviously, like, I'm not gonna get into everything that we happened in our relationship, but like we like didn't do things God way, and we did things God way. And when we didn't do things God way, God was about to take us apart. Because one thing about it, you can love your person so much, but if it's not fruitful, like you said, God would easily take it apart. And I remember Oka and I, we both prayed this prayer so many times where we were like, God, like, if this is not our person, like if Oka's not for me and I'm not for Oka, take us apart. And you've seen us through the rough and the rugged. But out of it, right? You said what?
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years.
Come on.
4 years with my man.
We might see you. Are we gonna?
I'm done. But yeah, you feel me? Like 4 years, and like now we're doing so good. Like our relationship with God is finally getting better. Like we have a business, and God is being fruitful in that direction as well. And so like I think at the end of the day, like it's about one person always has to like keep you in check. You guys should keep each other in check. And so Oka and I had to focus on that, focus on communicating and like talking to our pastor. Like we are courting now because, you know. Anyways, but yeah, we're courting now and like getting spiritual mentorship so that we can be better for each other at home.
That's fire. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is like that. Damn, just blew me away.
Like I also just like watching, like I mean, like obviously like watching you guys grow together was crazy, but like also like kind of like hearing about how it really went down is also insane too.
You've seen it. You've seen it. You were there.
Like, especially.
It's
like 4 years, and it's like I was there before the relationship.
Yeah.
And it was like I was in the back seat, like we were just probably like, driving home from the mall or something like that. I was in the back seat with her and Olga. And then, like, I don't know, it was something that happened. I was like, yo, what's up with these guys? Like, because remember, we're all like one big friend, like one big friend group. So it's like, I let you in, like, nah, it ain't nothing crazy. until it became something crazy. You know, so
We
that
tried to deny it so long. We tried to like be like,
Yeah.
nah, we friends though.
for real.
We just friends though.
I ain't gonna lie, low key that do be like the best like
Types of-
relationships.
yeah,
It's
that
just the
build on-
friend
yeah.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my twin.
Yeah.
What's up, twin?
That's fire. That's fire. What else can I say? Also just like also seeing Oka before we come like get off of that topic. Also just seeing Oka grow as a person because like I know Oka like I grew up with Oka, you know, same neighborhood, same church, like you know what I mean. Just seeing him grow as a person, like we all know that, you know, he had a temper. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
he had anger
Yeah.
Like,
issues.
you know, but like it wasn't something that like I minded because I kind of did too. So it's like, but like just
I
also
loved it
just
though. I
seeing
ain't gonna lie to
him,
you.
just seeing him grow and like seeing the patience that he was able to have, and then he started the Bible study, and then it's like, and like just seeing the growth that he is as a person and his growth in faith was just amazing, honestly. So okay, I'm about to see right after this, but I mean,
Bookie.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Shout out.
Bro.
No,
I'm proud of you as well, Michelle.
Thank
you know, seeing you grow
you.
from your faith. I feel like I can definitely understand like when you're talking about like still being unequally yoked and stuff like that because as I said, like how I've been struggling with my faith after high school. Because after high school, that's when I got into my relationship with my girlfriend Cara, and like I can definitely admit that I definitely didn't really start on a
Firm foundation.
You know what I mean? And like the thing is, the greatest part is that I'm raised to you know do that, and I'm raised to do that. Make sure that you know the other person like you know my girlfriend's a Christian, so like and that's all that it really took for me at the time. But I also wasn't in it myself, so I feel like we were also able to grow in the church together. Like when she moved over to Tampa, she goes to USF. Like when she came over here, you know, like church was definitely a big thing for us. Like if I slacked off going to church, oh my goodness, bro.
She was on that too,
She was
boy.
worse than my mom, bro. But
As she should be.
better, you know. I shouldn't say worse. Like that was like such like a great she's just a great reminder. Like it might not be in a way that like that people would think. You know, cause she would be on my like you feel me, like to the point like it would think like I would think it would be so annoying, but if she wasn't there, I don't even know where
would
I
you
would
be?
I mean, it's so
Dude,
serious,
I be thinking that too, cause
bro.
cause for some reason, cause I feel like, cause I'm a newly Christian, right? Like I was like new to this, and like before this, I was like what David said.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know, but I was like, yeah, y'all probably wouldn't even like me, cause I was just like just a horrible person, like all around.
You said I know. No, I wasn't there for that.
You weren't there for that.
Yeah, but I understand.
Oh yeah. But yeah, he
Yeah.
understand. Like yeah. When I was younger, I was just surrounded by like a bunch of bad influences, and I was just doing the worst that a kid could do.
Yeah,
But
you confessed how you got arrested the last.
Yeah,
episode,
literally
so
on the last podcast, I literally confessed. Oh yeah,
go check that out
Got
if you
arrested.
wanna
I'm
see it,
done.
actually.
I got arrested when I was 11, when I was 14 one time. But
Wow.
that's for a different time.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, it is, bro. But it's my life.
It's your
It's part of your
testimony.
testimony.
It's my testimony, and I ain't gonna lie, but I'm happy of where I am now, and I had to go through it, so you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel you.
Yeah. What was I saying? I forgot.
You said the
Lost my
same
train
thing
of
about like her, like
Like
how
your girlfriend.
his girlfriend was
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah. Because I was
Honest
gonna
tale.
say, because like because I felt like I could have ended up with anybody, because like I feel like when you're single, you always like think that you can end up with like anybody of anything,
Yeah.
and I feel like why did I have to it's like that person you've always known, like it's kind of like you, like she like her and I were friends, but like we've always known each other, but we never really really talk to each other, but we've always been a part of each other's lives in some way, shape, or form, even in high school, after high school. And I'm just like, this is like probably a sign, because it's like I felt like I was looking for everything outside, and then she was just like right in front of me,
Right.
and like and I like you saying that just kind of like just jogging like my memory. I just wanted like to add that.
And like
in,
just like you kind of like saying that, like bro, like as I said, like that like being in church wasn't the only thing that like she would like remind me, or like try to like I genuinely feel like she was a really big part of my character development. Today is actually our anniversary.
And you, that's
like,
so adorable.
So today is our year and 7 months. I wish I could be there where she's working. She's a working nurse. So
Period.
that's amazing.
We love a working
God bless.
woman.
But you know, like she's like, I really just thought about it, like, cause as I was like, you guys know, like it gets hard, like after, and especially me not being in college, it gets even harder and harder and harder. And the fact, like, I'm starting to think about it, cause she wasn't there. I know I said already, I don't know what I'll be at. I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. Like she was just a vital. I can't even like put words to it. You know, I feel like I had them all. I just feel like I lost them, but it's really. She's just always there, you know. It may feel annoying at times when she would like be on my, you know, but like when you really just start to think about it, like she wouldn't do that if she didn't care. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where a lot of relationships go wrong, when you feel like, oh, she's always on my ass, whatever, but like she wouldn't do that if she didn't care. So it's like, and then I started to really think about it, like she was really like a light, you know, like a light in my life, you know, and that's something that you want to be as a person. And I feel like that's something that you should attract in somebody. Like besides all that, I feel like our purpose like is to, you know, share the message of God, and you can't do that without admitting the presence of Him. You know what I mean? So, and that's something that I want to work on, is, you know, being able to walk by somebody and be like, and for them to feel something. I don't want to be able to. I shouldn't even say nothing to you. You should be like, what is that? Even if you don't know what that is, you'd be like, what is that? Like, what's that like? That's how, and like, you know, a lot of people, you know, how evangelism is, like, you know, people, or like just people spreading the gospel, like, in my opinion, like, not the right way, you know, just forcing it in their face, saying that you're going to hell if not. Like, I hate that like form of spreading the gospel. But like, I feel like, especially in this new age and in this society, that it should be natural. Like, for example, I feel like I'm all over the place, but the Bible said that we go to is from my friend, his name is JV, and I met him at school maybe like a year and a half ago, you know, and he kept texting me to go to the Bible study. I went once, but after that I haven't went, like after a year, but he kept texting me, and if he didn't do that, I wouldn't be here right now, if I'm being honest.
And you wouldn't have brought him to it.
I wouldn't have brought him here. I wouldn't have brought him to the Bible study, and wouldn't have changed both of our lives.
Literally.
But I only brought that up because like the way that he went about it, like it's not like he was shoving in my face. No, he was like, men's group here, pull up if you can. It wasn't like, he wasn't like, I wouldn't say like trying so hard, because like he was trying, but like he wasn't doing the most, you know. And then I started to meet other people, and then they were telling me how they would attempt to do it, and like they wouldn't try to you know, persuade them, you know. They're just being the person that they are, being a light, and being in the presence of God, and not forcing it down the roads, but like, you know, like having people question. That's all I want to do, you know, with my presence, like being in that presence of God, like for you to question, like, what is that, and like, and have people attract to you by that. And I feel like now, like, to kind of like tie that back in, I would kind of like wanted to talk about like, what do you guys feel like is like the right way to, like, for people who are single, like, what do you feel like the right way, especially a Christian, to find that person, or like what is that? What is to find what's different between, what is this?
Like to find their man of God, or
like what are like the things that you guys feel like you need to be able to find in that?
Well, I'll start. First, you gotta find yourself with God. You gotta know who you are as a person, know your purpose, and patience. Like, I feel a lot of people don't have patience. They jump to a relationship after like a few months, or just going next person to the next person, or having a roster and like trying to weed out the rest. But just having patience and being like truly connected to God, and God will place that person at a specific time for you. That's like the very important thing. God will place that person in your life at a random time. It might be a new job, a new city, a new college, a new Bible study that you ignored for a while. They'll like show up in your life.
And it also might not be like how you think it is. Yeah. I feel like this is a very standardized society, where a lot of people have standards, not just in a person, but how they, you know, meet someone, or what they need to have, or something like that. So, like, and what I mean by that, I'm trying to make this part short. Like, I didn't think that, like, the way that I met my girlfriend, I didn't think that it would be like that way. The way that I got together with my girlfriend, I didn't think it would be that way, because I feel like we always put a standard in our head, you know, like, and like I feel like she just didn't have certain those things, but the things that I wanted were just what I wanted, but not what I needed. Amen. I feel like God really placed her in my life, and to show me that like this is what you need, and you know, and like over time I started falling in love with those qualities. So
I like that. I feel like this is like a very touchy subject for other people, but for me, I'll be dead blunt about it. I feel like people have no substance in a relationship. Like they, like you said, standards. Like people want 6'2", light skin or dark skin, or if you don't have
like
muscles,
outlandish, what's the word?
Standard.
Yeah, standards. Just have the craziest standards, and I'm just like, there are people like that exist, of course.
Yeah.
There are people like that exist, but are they good for you? Like, is that person gonna lead you to Christ?
Yeah.
And like, not everybody wants a man of God, but I feel like they're the best. Anyways, but honestly, for me, like, it's not more so what can you do to seek that person. It's not for you to seek, especially women. Like, I feel like women, like, they'll chase down men now, and it's like, ooh, brother, ooh, like, no, like. But I feel like let God work through you. You can't even communicate.
Yeah.
You're selfish. You don't even know how to be able to be led, and you want a man of God. But like when that man of God tells you to sit down or change your clothes, you don't want to change your clothes. You feel me? Like for me, like in Oka, like in the beginning, I used to be like, you can't tell me what to wear. Right. Okay. You don't tell me what to do. But then a girl would be like, babe, you ain't wearing them sweatpants. Right. But then you can wear this, your ass is out. You feel me? Like it's like compromise. You need to be able to compromise to be in a relationship. So you need to fix yourself before you try to go fix somebody else or try to get into a relationship, and then you freak that person over, and now they want to be a cheater. You know what I mean?
That reminds me of a verse with the log in your eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like
it's like you pointing fingers, and there's just three fingers pointing back at you. Like take out the little before you take out a speck on somebody else's side. Take out the log out of yours.
Yeah. Like
okay, so I was gonna say because I like what she said there. Cause most people like nowadays is like from what I see in my life experiences is how people like they just pinpoint everything they want, you know, like out of somebody, and then on top of that, I feel like nowadays people have just been conditioned to just try everything and then see what works out, but that's not how like that works. And on top of that, love is not something that's easily obtainable. That's why not everybody finds it. There's sacrifices you got to make for that. There's hardship. It's not easy to find love, and let alone let love consistently, you know, with whatever the word
it needs
is.
to evolve.
Yeah, but like also love is not just a feeling, and I feel like Love Island, we were just talking about Love Island, right? And I feel like this is a really good example. Like a lot of people on Love Island, it's like, what can you do for me? Like it's me. How do you make me feel? Like, but then once that person, like once you get in an argument, people be breaking up. I'm like,
it's very momental.
Come on,
like it's definitely like a moment thing. And like when we think about like Love Island, like damn, I'm glad that you brought that up, because something I always realized, you know, like at the end of the day, everybody goes there for themselves. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people either, you know, break up with their couple because at the end of the day, I'm here for myself. I need to test these new connections. When you start to think about it, like when you in a real like aspect, when you start thinking selfish in a relationship, that's where you all go wrong. You know what I mean? That's where you got to start sacrificing some of your feelings if you really want something to work. You know, like
facts. Sometimes you have to put your happiness aside. Like you have to be able to hear no too. Like, and I know a lot of women like, and again, like some men will tell you yes all day, night. But like, that's not a man who leads. It's a man who's, I can't say that word.
Controlling.
This is a Christian podcast today. But basically, he a dog. He a ruff. But like, I feel like a lot of women nowadays, like, and people get so like touchy with this, and I wouldn't call myself feminist at all, because I think the whole movement is a little absurd sometimes. It's a little broken, like, and like for me personally, like I even remember I was talking about, I'm like, dang, like they really had to fight for our rights to work. Like I'm okay with staying home and cooking. I'm okay with cooking and cleaning, you feel me? But like once again, I feel like this, and it has to happen because God's coming soon. So this brokenness in the world has to happen. But I feel like a lot of women now, like they're very broken inside, and a lot of women are sleeping around with a bunch of people opening these gates to like all these spirits coming into your body. Then you wonder why like you're so depressed, because that man has issues and you just let him inside your body. You feel me? And so I feel like a lot of women just need to sit down, like open that word first and pray and get to know God at a deeper level before you try to go find somebody else.
Definitely. I also think like, you know, where a lot of people kind of go wrong, you know, whether it's people or just Christians in general, probably Christians as well. This is like, you know, kind of like thinking about like the whole like feminist thing and like, you know, like not wanting to work or something like that. But the thing is like people don't realize that like God didn't really set us here for men and women to be the same. And I feel like a regular person watching this would be fired up with hearing that, especially what you just said. But like,
it is what it is.
You're not wrong at all. Like, and it's like, the thing is, on the other side, I do understand, you know, women wanting to be independent and do things for themselves, but that's not what God called us here to be.
I don't like.
You know
I don't want to
I mean?
like. You want to go take out the trash? I don't want to do that.
And the thing is, like, when we think about that, like, those are all just a little things, but when we start thinking about it a little deeper, it's just
they accumulate to bigger problems.
You
Oh
know
yeah,
what
and
I
on top
mean?
of that, most people are conditioned to run away rather than stay and build. And like, and what I mean by that is like all these relationships. It's like it ties on what she says, right?
Yeah.
She give me, and as soon as there's a crack in that relationship, they go off. There's like, oh well, it didn't work out, so they're gonna have.
I like that you said that. I like
Yeah,
you
so
said that.
like, yeah, that's also what I meant to say earlier. So
Right.
that's like what I've noticed in society is like just people, men and women both, are just trained to just take, and the minute
dip out.
it becomes an inconvenience.
Right.
You out there.
You know, the thing is, I was a victim. I'm still a victim of it, but like, you know, I'm still like trying to work on that. So like, something that like I trying to change myself is, you know, these two things. You know, try to be slow to speak and quick to listen. And another thing is just to ignore my first instinct. You know what I mean?
That's so
yeah. And I was really
good.
just talking to my girlfriend about
That
this,
is
but like,
so good.
ignore my first instinct, because just like the thing that you just said, like that's the first thing that they want to do. When I would get into like a disagreement or argument with my girlfriend, the first thing I want to do is close myself off. Another thing I want to do is leave. Leave. I used to have anger issues, so probably another first thing I want to do is just yell, raise my voice, and just be defensive, defend, because in my eyes I'm doing nothing wrong. But
You deflect.
Deflect. That's another thing. And if I think about the past year and 7 months that I've been with my girlfriend, where has doing all those things led me? Nowhere good. You know what I mean? So when you're able to put your pride aside, put your happiness at risk sometimes, that's where you're able to actually really fully grow with somebody. You know, like, but it's all powerful because this thing is, I'm like, this is all like powerful, because I'm not gonna lie, like, it feels like I'm just like learning this as well, and like me saying this is also like telling myself this. So yeah, bro.
This is such a deep topic, and like there's so much to cover but not enough time.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, like we're almost at time,
dude. Like, I just feel like, oh my god, I love this so much, because I really hope that women can see like the love that a man can really give you.
Right.
And like, it's okay, like social media is fake. Like, when you see these
Fake
things
as
on,
fuck. Thank you.
it's so fake.
I mean, yeah, we do this, but
no, it's fake, bro. Like you see the couples taking the nice pictures, the vacations and stuff. Like, come on now, like the Diddy situation, like I feel like that in a general, like you never know what people really like behind closed doors. Like, yeah, it was a conspiracy at first, but like the truth comes out. The truth will always come out. I can't wait to watch it.
You too?
Diddy do it.
Diddy do it.
Yeah,
It's not with that. 50 Cent.
Profit.
50 Cent. 50 Cent was thinking about the bag 10 years ago.
like
All right,
that.
he was thinking about
he was thinking about
the bag long term and invested into. He snapped with that one.
bro.
But no, like I feel like women, like if you like let it happen and like you let yourself just be able to be vulnerable, and I think that's the case of it. People just don't like to be vulnerable anymore because people hurt people, hurt people.
Oh my!
And so like it hurts me though, because when I see girls like they accept the bare minimum, I'm like, are you really okay? And it's, don't get me wrong, I can never just stay at home. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm never gonna be that stay at home wife. Like, I want to be able to have my little business on the side. Like, I want to be able to do stuff. But am I gonna be like mad if my man's like, babe, like rest, let me work hard? No, like, come here, like do it. Like, I'm taking it all full throne, because that's what God intended it to be. Like, it's funny because like in the book of Genesis, like it talks about like, when Eve ate the apple, did you hear God complain? Did you hear God say anything? No. It's when that man took a bite of that apple that God was like, Adam, like, where are you guys? Like, God doesn't intercede with women, and that goes into homosexuality, and it goes into all of that too. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about it too, but I feel like God's intended picture is the beauty of it, and if women allow themselves to see it and allow themselves to be vulnerable in it, it would be so beautiful at the end of it.
Most definitely. And sheesh.
You worded that very,
very perfectly, bro. And I
thank
also
you.
definitely want to say the same thing. You know, when it comes to men, like I feel like a lot of men feel like they don't need a woman, but you know, like this is
Dude,
not.
They could do it
No,
themselves.
that's also. I'm sorry for cutting
That's
you
all
off
good,
because
'cause I know
I
what
just I feel like I've always held this inside of me. Like there's so many things that like I notice, but I just never talk about it because I feel like nobody would either understand me or I'm just crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we're actually like talking about this because like there's certain things that like I noticed. So wait. So you were saying what again?
A lot of
You
men.
cut this part out.
I was basically just saying, like, you know, like yeah, when women meet men, but men meet women as well.
Yes, because like that independent stuff,
Right.
that you know how sometimes like the women get so defensive, like oh, men didn't do this, men didn't do that, women over men, and it's kind of just hating on men. Like it's not even like equality anymore. It's just like hating on men, and vice versa too. And
I hate men.
and I just
I hate men.
That, like,
I
No,
hate
literally.
men.
I used to be like
I
that though. I ain't gonna
hate
lie, I used to hate men.
Hey,
Y'all was untrustworthy.
Each to their own,
Some
but-
people are
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
are.
but after just all that stuff, I don't think people understand how much it is that a man needs a woman and a woman needs a man.
I just realized that we didn't really introduce the fact that these two are brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah.
Irish
They
twins.
didn't even know that.
Brothers,
Oh,
sisters,
yeah,
sibling
Irish.
podcast.
Yeah.
Bro,
Irish.
they're both a year apart and they have the same literal birthday.
Yeah, my mommy and daddy planned that.
Yeah, they did.
Wait,
So
they
y'all
planned-
twins, but not twins.
They planned it?
No, not really, but
Wait,
that's weird
That's
though.
is
A
weird.
year
When's your
apart.
birthday?
Wait, they
October
planned
5th.
it?
October. Damn,
Yeah.
you got 2 birthdays to celebrate.
No,
two
but
parties.
to land on the same day is, you know,
It's
insane,
crazy.
right?
I don't want to think about it though.
It's crazy.
I don't like thinking about it. October
October
5th.
5th.
Same day. Well, was y'all
I'm
born?
01.
You said what?
Was y'all born at the same time too?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That would be weird too.
No,
That's creepy.
yo, ask your mom.
Yeah. I hate thinking about it because it's like I don't want to. Yo, relax. But that's my broski. Yeah. It's gonna be our first
my
year not
brother.
celebrating our birthday together, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Louisville.
Where do you, you're going to Louisville?
Okay.
Girl, Leon Thomas.
Gotta
Wanna see you.
handle
Yeah,
in the business.
Leon Thomas. Right. Anyways,
And Judy.
we're gonna go ahead, you know, recognize the guests. I'm really happy that you guys were able to come on.
Thank you for coming.
Just gonna yes,
Thank you for
Michelle
having us.
and Kelvin, and man, there's gonna be a part of the video where, you know, it's gonna be just us because their camera kind of yeah, but
Still good talk.
Thank you for
coming.
tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in
back
to-
to the.
Thank you for tuning back to the most talked about.
Wait.
Thank you for tuning back to the most.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thank you for tuning back to the most talked about talk show that's ever been talked about in talk show history.
Thank you for tuning into the
Oh yeah, podcast. We're on all platforms, social media,
Spotify.
Instagram, TikTok, and yeah, we're on Spotify now.
YouTube and
we gonna be on Apple Podcasts soon.
Soon.
So yeah,
Thirsty.
please, yeah. So
Relax.
Yeah.
It is.
But it's been a great podcast. We had some great guests.
that you will see again.
Learned a lot of things. And you will see.
Yeah.
Yeah, learn a
God
lot of things. I
bless.
hope that you guys learn a lot, and yeah, God bless.
Bye.